Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending some time with me. If you are new and you enjoy budgeting videos that use real numbers, I encourage and invite you to subscribe. I would love to have you stick around. Today we're going to get into my first budget organization cash stuffing video of July, and we are at the halfway point for 2022, and we've also begun the new fiscal year, so lots of opportunities for a fresh start. Maybe some of you use a bullet journal and you're at that halfway mark where it's time to create your next one. I know that typically when I rely heavily on the bullet journaling system, and I'll show you my current one, when I rely heavily on this system, I usually end up having to create a second one right around this time of year, just so I can have everything that I want to, and I don't kind of skimp on some of the layouts that I use and enjoy just because I want to fit it all in one book. Usually it takes me 2 books. But this year I haven't done much bullet journaling. I just got back into it after the pandemic, where I guess, after quarantine part of the pandemic, and I do plan on getting back into it more heavily in 2023. But for now, you guys recognize this is my bullet journal. This is my budget planner that I use. This is a Tool notebook cover. This probably is very familiar to you if you have been around for a while. So we are going to start with the July budget kit. I do have mostly Happy Planner Big in here, but I also create my own printables, and I think you can still get the June one. It might be down in the description. I don't think I've changed it or taken it out, so if you're interested in downloading something, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can download this document that's 12 pages. You can print it front and back, which is the most efficient and obviously paper-saving way to do that. You can also resize it to a Happy Planner Classic size. If you're interested in printing it, you would just have to trim it to size. But there are instructions on my Etsy. I do have these all listed for the entire year of 2022. There's kits for every month of the year, and there's instructions on how to reduce the size if you need to print them out with a Happy Planner. But for my purposes, I'm just utilizing them in the Happy Planner Big, so I don't need to reduce size for anything. And we are going to get started on a paycheck budget format. I'm not going to go into showing you the whole kit because I've done that many times, and it's probably getting old and boring to you by now. So I will be having more freebies and more designs coming out, so just keep your eye out for those. So we're just going to get started on the paycheck budget, and I am going to, instead of putting just one date on here, I'm going to put a date range, and it's going to be July 1 through the 7th, and that's kind of the money I'm operating with right now, and I'll show you how that breaks down. So we have a couple different paychecks that have already hit, and mostly it's the expected ones at the beginning of the month. And then of course we have commission time for my husband. He is in sales, and he also has a retirement that he receives. It's a reduced retirement for life because he had, I think, 27 years instead of the full 30 or 30 plus, whatever they required. But he did take that option after we discussed it. Otherwise, he would have had to transfer out of state. So it's worked out really, really well for us, and we couldn't be happier with the decision and the way that everything happened. You stress out over things, the unknown, basically. Life will throw you a curveball or two every now and then. And at first, it can seem very overwhelming, like there might not be a solution to what's happening. But I just believe, if you pray on it and, just have patience, that things usually work out, and usually for the best. You may not see what's coming, exactly, but usually it works out for the best. And hopefully, you hope. But anyways, so the amount that he gets every month for retirement is $23 $23.56. And I'd have to look back. I don't know if this varies a couple cents every now and then. I'm not sure. He also gets full benefits for both of us. And that money, it's not very much, but it's already taken out before this hits the bank account. So it's a huge help. And having benefits for life it's amazing. It really gives you a lot of options, you know, when you're thinking about work plans, retirement plans, you know, just knowing that you have that insurance that you can rely on, it's really freeing. So lots of 8s today. All right, so the commission check for his sales, and guys, go back in my videos if you want to see the variations. In fact, I might do some kind of spreadsheet or like pie chart or graph or something showing the different commission rates. I think that will be really helpful for me too, just to see, you know, when the good times of year are, when I say good, you know, when the commissions are higher versus when they're lower. His lowest commissions, I think, for a month. So this is his sales commissions for June. He always gets paid a month later. And it's just once per month. But he's had commissions, I think, as high as maybe after taxes, like maybe 9,000. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. And he's had them as low as 500 and some for the month. So he also gets a base pay, and the base pay is taken out. But let's say he didn't make the base pay. He didn't make quite that much. He wouldn't owe them anything back. That would be considered a draw. So I always talk about this. I learned so much on sales and commission-based pays. I knew nothing about that before he got this job. So it's been really interesting. So anyways, this is, you know, pretty average, and I'm super grateful. Like, if he makes over 1,500 in commissions, I'm thrilled, because that, you know, makes our life a lot easier. Anything above that is just an added bonus. So $23.93.56 plus $15.36. Oops. Sometimes it's hard for me to get used to this calculator. I don't know why. I don't know if some of the buttons are in a different place than my old one. 1536.81 plus 2888.28. So this is what we're dealing with so far in the month. This is going to be a better month for us because I also get paid 3 times. That happens to me twice a year. I do work at an hourly position, and I get paid every other week. So twice a year, 6, 8, 1, 8, 65. Twice a year, I get a third payday. And since we pay our bills a month in advance, we really feel that extra pay. Whereas before, when we were paying bills constantly, like all month long, according to due dates, I wasn't really noticing that extra money. But now that we do things a month in advance, I really do, and I look forward to it. I think the next one is going to be in December. I'm pretty sure. So that, well, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So that is our total income for this week. It seems like a lot, but again, it's going to be an unusual month for several reasons. And we have a lot to catch up on. So let's get into the variable expenses, which is why you're here. We're also going to do the cash stuffing, and I'm going to show you my newest acquisition, which is this Moterm wallet slash personal. It's a pocket size planner. So I'll show you how I have set that up so far. But we're just going to get into the variable expenses, and then fixed expenses I can do a separate video for and talk about those. Those are our bills that are due, you know, every single month, such as mortgage, utilities, things that pretty much don't change. The variable expenses don't change that much either as far as categories go, but sometimes I'll have a lot of extras, you know, that I have to account for. And so that will be in this mix because it's not something that reoccurs every single month. If I got us on a stringent grocery budget and I was like, we can never go over this or anything like that, which I would love to do, I could actually call it a fixed expense if we were never, you know, supposed to go over it. But I'm pretty laid back when it comes to that. Like, if we need a little extra, I'll just pull it from like our checking account. But for the most part, like say I go to the grocery store and I spend more than $150, I will use my cash first and then I'll put the rest like on my debit card, or I'll use the Discover. More often than not, I like to use the Discover for a couple different reasons. Number one, we get cash back. But I've recently opened a new credit card that offers more cash back. So I think I'm going to switch over to that for a while, at least until that offer runs out. So I'm always trying to use credit cards to my advantage. For the longest time, I was, at the mercy of credit card companies because we had so much credit card debt, and we were constantly, trying to just pay it down as aggressively as possible, but sometimes we were only covering interest. So now that we have eliminated our credit card debt for this phase in our life, because we were there a few different times, and when I'm talking a lot of debt, if you combined our credit card debt with our home improvement loan that we had to take out, which was in excess of like $13,000, I can't remember the exact amount, but it was more than that. If you added those together, it was something like $36,000 at one point. I also had in excess of $10,000 in residual student loans from before. So we paid all this down with cash. Nothing was forgiven as far as student loans went. Everything was eradicated through us tightening our budget and living well within our means, so we could get those things done. So let's see. So I've been there. And I've been there more than once. So it's not easy, but it's doable. And if you're looking for some inspiration on, how can this be done on our paycheck, we did this when my husband was on unemployment, when he first lost his job. Believe me, there are definitely creative ways to save and cut corners, and it can happen. So there's a lot of hustling involved, and we did Grubhub. I personally did. We did everything and anything we could think of, to make money and to get out from under that. It was not easy, but very happy that we're on the other side. As of now, you never know what's going to happen. I never say we are credit card debt and we are loan debt and just debt free for life. Although it's really nice to be in that place, you never know what can happen. Things happen, and you could run into some expenses that you didn't anticipate. You don't have enough to cover them. You're going to use a credit card for a little bit, and all of a sudden a little bit turns into a long bit. It just depends. So we have to be realistic about, our declarations about our financial situation. At least I do. I try not to be, so permanent about anything, like this will never happen again. I hope not. I'm going to work hard so it doesn't, but you never know. I'm rounding these two charges up, $34.92 and $288.52, to around $325. It just helps me. Whenever I run into decimal figures and things like that, I don't like to work with decimals. So I always round up because it's better to budget more than budget less. You always want to be completely covered. So I'm looking at $755 this week, and I am actually quite behind. By the time you see this, I will have spent some of this money, but quite behind. All right, so here is my new, I just love it. It's my newest purchase. I did get this on Amazon. There is a link down below. This is by Moterm. It came in this really, it's like a bougie little drawstring bag. It was packed so nicely, and then it came in this cardboard box. It was just like such an experience to even open this, but I really love it, and I've been wanting to try something Moterm for a long time. So there's a lot of features to this. So if you are interested in like a full walkthrough of this with details and when I think about it, just check out the video that I uploaded right before this one. So here I have some little papers this came with. I have a running list for Walmart. This has a little zipper, blah, blah, blah. And I did put some of my own things in here so far, but obviously I'm not going to show them or take them out because some of them are sensitive. So we are going to start with the cash stuffing. This is also a new purchase. When I get the money out at the bank, instead of leaving it in the bank envelope, I'm going to transfer it to this. This is a really nice slim profile cash envelope. And if you are more minimalist and you don't want to use a system like this where you have envelopes for everything, you know, maybe you just want to use Post-its or something very very slim and understated. You could even use mini Post-its on a system like this. This is perfect, and this does come in other colors. It is pleather, so it's like a faux leather, but it feels really good and it feels well made. So we have our cash here, and I'm going to organize it just a little bit better. Let's see. All right. Oh, and so for health, I'll actually show you what I used for that. So for groceries, I am pulling out 150. And for this wallet, you do have to fold your money. So if you're somebody who's like, oh, I don't like to see it folded, I like to see it, you know, nice and stacked, you know, if you're very particular about that, this may not be the wallet for you because it is smaller, but that's what I was looking for. I was looking for something small that I could throw in my purse, that I could add my own personal cards to and things like that. I have some stamps in here, you know, all that kinds of stuff. But yeah, just do whatever is best for you. But this is going to be a fun solution and a nice solution for me right now. So for gas, I'm using 160. So we have that right here. Probably what I'm going to do, because I just filled out my car, I'll probably take the 60 and give this to my husband and see if we have anything left. It's taking roughly $80 for us each to fill up. $80 or so. Our gas was $5.10. Right now, I think it's $4.75, so it's probably going to be a little bit less, but not much. You're not going to really see too much of a difference with that kind of decrease, but any little bit, you know, it's fine. All right, so 20, 40, 60, 80. I need $80 to cover a prescription that I charged, and I put that on my Discover. So what I do is I charge things on there, I earn the cash back, and I pay it off. I usually make what's called micro payments, so I don't wait till the end of the month ever to pay off a credit card. I usually pay as I go. And the nice thing about Discover and other credit cards is that it does allow you to make multiple payments during the month. It allows you to make sometimes a payment every day. It will give you this little warning message that, you know, multiple payments made within a 3-day period or something like that, or I don't know how it's worded, may not post for however long, but that's always nonsense. They just post it the same anyways. I think they just, for their purposes to process those payments, it probably just takes a little bit more, I don't know. I don't know if it takes manpower or accounting, I'm not sure. But anyways, I pay all the time because I like to get rid of it. Oh, so for health, I'll show you what I got. This is like an indulgence, but it was also a prescription. So this is called Trentanoin, but I think it's Trentanoin. Trentanoin. I don't know, you tell me. Anyways, have you guys ever used this? This is a retinol cream, and if you are anything at all like me and you are middle-aged and you're experiencing middle-age acne, which is crazy because I didn't have acne as a kid. I saved it all for adulthood, which is, you know, it's a weird turn of events. But I'm just showing back here, there's some different acids in it. This tretinoin is a form of retinol. And even though it feels a little bit drying, it's also supposed to be hydrating, but it does take care of acne without utilizing any type of oral medication, which you don't want to be on because that can mess with all kinds of things. I mean, if you have to be on it, you do. But like as an adult, especially, I think that it can cause all kinds of side effects and imbalances. So I didn't want to go that route, but my insurance would not cover this. So I did have to pay whatever. It was a discounted price that the pharmacy gave me. They gave me the discounted price, like as if I didn't have insurance at all. So that is what that was for. Now, is it bad enough that I absolutely needed to splurge on that? It was. And it was getting crazy and out of hand. And I've had, you know, the whole workup done before on hormones and everything, and I don't have any imbalances. So I don't know, it's just one of those things. My skin is just changing. So 100, 200, 300, 320, 325. This is going to be for the chemicals for our pool. So that is something else. We paid our pool in full. We had to pay it off in full, or we had to charge it, and we didn't want to charge it. We didn't want to make any major purchases that we couldn't pay for. So we saved up for that pool for quite some time. And if you're not new here, this is from miscellaneous. This is just a 20 for me and a 20 for my husband in case there's something that we need to pick up. But we saved for this pool for a really long time. It was like a dream of ours to actually have a pool. And oh my gosh, okay, so everybody says it's so much work and you're gonna regret it and it's an eyesore, and all these things. Everybody wants to warn you. And I get it, and I can see where people are coming from with their certain opinions about having a pool. But so far, it's been okay. I mean, we really haven't been in it because number one, it's a bear to get into. It came with the cheapest little ladder that requires extreme gymnastics to get into the pool, and getting out is even more ridiculous. It's like a sideshow. So it's not comfortable at all. It's something that we're going to extend our already existing deck so we can have an entrance into it from the deck, which I think will be nice. But if you guys know, I don't know if you know, I'm always talking about my health. Last year, I was talking about all these tests I was having because I was having all this stomach pain. Here I had a hernia the whole time, and it was due to me getting my gallbladder out laparoscopically. I guess that's something that can happen. So I have to have surgery for that. So doing these crazy steps where it takes like all your abdominal muscles to like get you in and out of the pool, it's just not happening for me. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, so yeah, that's an update. That's crazy, especially since nobody detected that until a year later. But yeah, here we are. So that is my cash stuffing, and those are my gory details of my life. But anyways, so $755 for this week. I'm going to be stuffing again on Friday, so just stay tuned for that. I don't have any more pay coming in before then, so it also has to come out of this money, which is totally fine. But we do have a lot of expense coming up. We had to fill up the pool, and I was originally quoted $345 to fill up our pool. That was water and sewage, I believe, but I don't know what the final outcome is going to be with that bill. So they did offer to deliver it for $800, but I was like, that sounds really expensive, and I'm really glad that we didn't do that. So our water bill is going to be huge coming up, so we'll see, and I'll talk about that and everything. But that's kind of like a one-time expense. Hopefully that's like a one-off. But the chemicals, I understand that you have to have chemicals frequently, regularly. I don't know that much about it. My husband's kind of taking care of that. So I do need to learn about it though. I need to know. So that is where we're at. I'm going to put this page back into my budget planner. And like I said, these kits are still out there. You just have to ask for permission to download, and I get the email very quickly and I grant the permission and you can download it. So here's a couple things, and that's what I started to say. You can either print these out or you can convert them to a fillable PDF, which is really, really nice because once you do that, you can use them electronically and you can input all your numbers in these nice little squares, and it becomes a nice electronic document. So there are lots of websites out there, as well as Adobe, where you can actually make that change and conversion. But anyways, so that's my whole story. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, wow, thank you, because this was a lot of talking. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great summer. And like I said, I'll be back with another video later this week. And of course, I hope I see you guys in my next video. Take care.